Alright, time to get a case over. So I bought my two big press blocks over here to put the case on top of. Sand them flat, make sure they're good and flat still. Alright, that goes right there. So work on this hole right here, so I'll put this over here. Get to it easier. Figure how you're going to hold this down so it won't move. So I'm going to put a strap right here, and I can put another one over on this side over here. Put them over a little bit. Right there, slide that over. You got to figure out how you're going to do this when you do it. So. Alright. Something in this general area will work. There. Plenty of room to go inward. Okay. Camera's in my way. Move, camera. Can't be in the way. Must be out of way. Okay. Not tall enough. Come off this side over here would be better. Next one longer. So this is a coupler nut, which is a big long nut. So you put two studs together. You jam them together like that. Now you got one long stud. See? And that strap's right there. It'll be fine. Move over this way a little bit. Get to that point. A big block over here to support it, so you need something tall, big, fat. Doesn't move much. Might resemble a cylinder. That'll work. Okay, you right there. Get you right there, and I need a block. Perfect, like right there. Looks like a champ. Okay, make use of a Harley cylinder. Looks like a champ, no problem. Now you do the same thing on the other side somehow. Trip over parts again. Now I got to come off this part of the case because all I got to work with over here. So you got to come off some kind of a strap here. Looks like I got a hole right here that's close to being used. Probably have to rotate the case over this way a little, maybe more, or make it line up better. We'll see. Okay, a stud. That looks too long. That should work. Yep, that'll work just fine. Okay. Then I got something about that hole right there. It's slack. I think we'll just use something we got laying around. Used to have some big blocks floating around here somewhere. Big chunks of who knows what. There they are. Big step blocks. They're heavy too. They're not machined very well, they're just kind of as is. So when you torque this, it's going to want to go like this forward. So put that so it falls inward. That way it can't fall away from you and fall apart. That'd be a problem. Okay, I got to come up a little bit more, about another ½ inch. So strap block right here. And a little bit higher. Just a taller one. Here we go. It's all about the stack height. Here needs to go over a little bit further. All right. Can't get too carried away on the torque. You don't want to break stuff. Make sure it doesn't move. Good sign it didn't move. Okay, now I gotta make sure it's flat on the table below. So feeler gauge. $1.5 feeler gauge. Want to make sure it doesn't go into the case anywhere. If you tighten too much on one side, it tilts up on you. That would be a problem. Okay, that seems to be good. I'll keep this around, we'll need it. Okay, now we gotta put an indicator on here and see if this is actually flat to the table. If it's not, we're gonna have to shim it a little bit. It needs to be flat. What are we hitting against over here? But we're good. We'll get way, way down until we get down to this project. Okay. Still got ways to go yet. A lot of this cranking goes on. It was way up here when I started, so. Okay. There we It's already not looking very good. Oh yeah. For some reason the parts are not very flat. Now you're going through that machine surface there, those machine surfaces, pull together with bolts to get up to this surface that was machined off at this surface here that was put on the table and machined that, so it should be square up from here to here, but the problem is we're not square right now. See, we're a couple thou down right there, and when you get over here, see, that was a couple thou down there, but it was high right here. I'm not sure why. So we're at 0. So that's a thou and a half up right here. Not sure what the reason for that is. And we're a thou and a half over here, so it's pretty consistent. High here. Now this one over here is real low. Then we got a problem. Well, we already have a problem, but we got to figure out where the error is at. And there you go. That's the problem. 4 thou down, 4.5 thou. So between here and here we got a 4.5 thou drop. So that means we need to shim it up. So I don't know why that's different, but it is. And are we side to side good? That's the next question. That barely even hit. Yeah, it's just barely even touching. So that's full 5 down. So they're pretty flat, but it's a little bit higher here than this corner over here. This is our lowest corner. It's pretty even side to side, but definitely front to back, it's way different. I don't know why it's different. Because my machine has a surface to be square, but obviously it is not. Well, that is why you check things, so you know. And when you cut your dowel pin holes, you want to make sure they're square. They don't work very good when they're not square. Kind of knocks everything out of whack. Kind of like this tripod. Not very square. Alright, so get that where it doesn't hit anything. Loosen this one up. Loosen this one up. I can see that thing going up right there. It's like it's rocking. Definitely moving a lot. Not sure what's going on there. It's not going under there, that's for sure. So where's our movement at? It's definitely lifting up. Okay. Two of those thou and halves. So this will be 3 thou, 2 thou and a half shims. Keep them together is the problem. Okay, right about there. Solid. Okay. Go ahead and zero this out. Looks good. That's almost a full thou. Too much that way. High here, drop back down over here. Back down to 0. Okay. Thou to 2 thou down on this side. Less than a thou. It's less than a thou off that way. Half a thou or so I can see anyway. Well, we got just about half a thou to 0. I think we're about 0. I need 2 hands so I can use quicker than what I'm doing. Be here all day waiting this way. Okay, so we're high on this side now where all the shims are at. So I put tension on that, bring it to 0. Tighten it to change the number. It's half a thou that way. Real heavy on this side. And yep, I need a clamp right here. I can pull it down. Brings it in. I don't have any to put over here. The only thing that really matters right where the dowel pin is. We're back at 0. 0. And looks like we're about 0 again. Yeah, 0. Alright, so this is 0 right here. It's 0 down in here. It's high right over in here. I can't fix that problem. Everything else is pretty even. About a half a thou out in places, but it didn't look too bad. They're pretty much 0. pretty good. And ignore that. 0. There we go. We're 0 at the other dowel pin. 0. Okay, so we're 0 here, we're 0 here, we're 0 over in here. About in here it started changing a little bit, and up here we're high by 1 thou or so. So I don't care about right here, I care about all these zeros and zeros over here that matter. That's the key. Alright, because these are where the holes are going to be for the dowels. So that's what we want to do. So make sure everything is squared up pretty good like that. And all you do is pick the hole I want to start at, and then you just center up the hole, and then I can put the cover on. Alright, I'll be back.